In the event that you find yourself hearing this voice, please know that it is encouraged to add your own commentary in the chat and the whatever the topics are. There's no presentation. This, I guess, the whole concept here is that this has been a very rough week, as opposed to being, a rough month, a rough year, something that makes a bit more sense to me. I'm used to, when it rains, it kind of pours, and hey, good evening to you, White Dragon. It's good to see you. It's good to see any and all of you. And as usual, these are the same old words y'all hear from me. Bear with me as when I do these rants. Hey, Kate, Kate, this week. I'm gonna just dive right in. And what I was gonna say is, I know I usually say the same shit. Oh, when I rant, I may not be as responsive. I will do my best though when I see somebody, but often to keep my own train of thought, because I know those of you that have come here before know very well how manic I am and how hard it is to keep on one damn topic at a time. So I definitely almost lost my main job, the big job, the magical dildo shop. All because, oh man, this is a real kicker. I can't really talk about it, even though we all know it's just a magical dildo shop, and it's a we don't, it doesn't have a name. That is the name. But so I have to be smart about it. So I'm venting about that one place where we serve dildos to everybody that asks, and we do ask for ID. Somebody that I have worked with for maybe over a year, maybe 2 years now, went and it's really this really grinds my gears, and I haven't really talked about it at any length, and I'm a little nervous to bring it up here because I really don't know what lengths this person will or will not go to. When we first started working together, this individual almost got me fired in the first 3 days. First 3 days. Why, you may ask? Why? What could it be? What in on this God's green earth could it be that almost got such a dedicated employee as myself that enjoys serving dildos to the populace? What on this planet, in this universe? I'm edging right now. You guys know that word, edging? Yeah, that's a thing. Edging, parasocial. Love all these new words coming out. So I have a sense of humor. It gets me through things. And what's really hilarious is this individual just happens to share my, can I say ethnicity? Is that a thing? Like, as Josh used to say, Jew with emphasis on the ish, kind of, ish, just ish. So the joke I had, in hindsight, of course, wasn't the smartest joke, but by any means, by no means, with all the credentials and professionalism that my dearest of dear friend told me about, and saying, "Oh yeah, I got thick skin, lay it on me." So I tell this joke, and they laugh. And oh, I don't know. A day later, I had a whole report about the joke. I had to retell it. I had to write it down. I had to file it, and I had to get like some form of sensitivity training. No, it wasn't a sexist joke, by the way. Just remember, okay, Jewish. So in that direction, right? Figured, yeah, hey, we're this, almost kind of same, whatever. So that was strike one. Fast forward to present day. What, I don't know how much time has elapsed. Let's go with 2 years, and and we make a great team when it comes to selling dildos. fantastic team in keeping our store stocked with dildos aplenty and serving the clientele that needs a dildo, and the truck drivers receiving huge orders of dildos. Blah 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 blah. Okay, fantastic. We're a great team. We kill it. We run it. I got so naive as to start considering individual a friend. That's the mistake though, because, and I made this big rant on my Facebook because of the wonderful Angie. You know, there are two-faced people. There are two-faced people for whatever reason. There's some people that just want to always laugh with you to your face, placate you, and be all buddy buddy. I mean, I swear, when I say buddy buddy, I'm talking about, oh yeah, you could tell me anything. I literally don't give a shit. Yeah, and then even jump in with you regarding some of the topics you tend to vent about, like wholeheartedly, 100% has you completely believing that if there was a side, they are on yours. So this is where I was proven wrong yet again. And it's the stupidest, pettiest thing, but it really did have consequence. It had a consequence. And for the record, remember, this is all for a movie that I'm writing a script for, and I'm only referring to the dildo shop, which is a total hypothetical made-up place. So good luck proving this. And any similarities, blah, 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 to any characters that may have met me in my life, you just, what can I say? Try. I would laugh if I got to hear this back. So anyway, no, I am not. I didn't lose. I was worried. I was really worried. I had to really let this fester and manifest as me going completely just kind of crazy, but having to hold it inside because what other options do you have? We can't just snap. Remember when you're a kid, anybody, and you would just tell anybody, "Oh man, if I snap, it's over." Especially when you had to talk about fighting, or whatever. I remember even in this my earlier podcasting days, I would say to Josh and our old third, he was a pet. This guy Adam, he was just a pet. Okay, he was just a third person that happened to sit on a chair. I'd be like, "Oh, you guys don't want me to snap and go all in on a topic." I don't know how many of us used to think that way. It's a very immature thing where we think, oh, our anger is a gateway and a magical key to making a version of us that can destroy any issues and problems and make everything better. I don't know. It's a really stupid, silly thing, and to even think that I'd like say that like 5 years ago, I'm stuck in the middle. Be like, yeah, man, hey, I'm holding back. You don't want me to just let loose, man. Reality check. Anger and losing your shit doesn't serve you in any way unless it's cathartic. And if you go up against anybody strategic, manipulative, or skillful, you're going to lose. I don't know what to make of this individual, who is a hermaphrodite, by the way. The individual has a penis and a vagina. Okay, so clearly we don't know who I'm talking about. And yeah, so I was given options instead of I don't know, going back to square one. I would probably go to the another place that I worked at and serve dildos, and I would run their social media. They're fairly large on Instagram and TikTok. What happened with TikTok? Is it gone yet? I don't know. I haven't been following because I've been busy losing my mind, but it's good to kind of vent this shit out. I don't care if there's anybody in the chat trying to show some hate. This is what I do. Welcome to the shit show. So this, I got to work on how much I let things bother me, and what wasn't working even before this happened. My free time is, which is my me time. I got to learn how to utilize it in a positive, constructive way, because I just time and time again I let it become idle time, which ends up making me all, fucking mad, depressed, and it's so annoying. And I get up, get out, and do something. And I go to any number of places where I'm seeking, I don't know, like-minded people. I'm seeking anybody, and this is a challenge because of my age. I am not in my fucking 20s, not in goddamn high school. Where does somebody my age go to find like-minded people that just I don't know, just want to talk about life? It's a stupid thing. I stopped counting. I have a nap. I must be at 100 days sober, although I don't care, because honestly, all I have is the clarity, which I'm gonna keep. I like the clarity. I don't miss. I know how dangerous letting myself be idle and depressed on alcohol can be, and I know how stupid there's no limit to how dumb my decisions are when I drink. Period. End of story. And that's been evidenced on even these grand old YouTube streets. Oh, and I hope any of the haters that I've called out recently, feel free to get that going and get yourself some views. Don't give a shit, man. So okay, let me do some escapism. Watching a little bit of the YouTube streets, which I really haven't been able to, but I think some of us, I know Seafowls watches some of the same channels, and I went on AD's channel. That's an individual that for a long time I'd say I don't understand him. I can't get a beat on him, so I couldn't really say if I liked him or disliked him. I couldn't really find a reason to really, really have something against him. He's okay by me. I think we had a nice conversation. It was civil. It was cool. We had some laughs, all gravy. So AD's good with me. But what I can't understand is how people on YouTube, including AD, get these beefs and these dramas. And with my recent issue of somebody insincere uh putting a lot of trouble into my life. I don't think some people that are two-faced ever think about the consequences that occur to the people that they decide to go and talk about behind their back, to people that can actually have an impact on their life. And that's what makes me so angry at any and all individuals that are like this. These are parasites, man. One way in your face and a total other way behind it, like a completely different person. Always to put them on a pedestal and make sure you come off as small and inconsequential as possible. But connecting this with who I'd say is my, a buddy of sorts, I guess. He's a friendly AD. I don't understand like the beef he's got going with the Johnny Cashville fella, and I don't know why I find myself watching Cashville's stuff, and that Martin guy with his channel, and talking about redneck brawl, and everybody's just talking about everybody, and this is the stuff that I'm definitely just as guilty as anybody else. I mean, the drama, it sells. People gravitate towards it. If I was here talking about how lovely life could be and given the secrets to happiness, all the live long night, there'd be not a one person in this motherfucker. It is such a sad thing, but I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, look at the TV show era, Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, and all that. People gravitate towards the skeeziness. What is this primitive aspect of us that wants to look at the train wrecks of people? Like, I really wish we could correct that. And I know that's a pipe dream, but if we could get that into like I don't know, a little pill form, I'd take that son of a bitch, man. Or maybe it's a part of battling our own selves, because that's life. We are constantly in battle, a never-ending battle with who we are. If we ever or we're trying to figure that out, and what do we want to do with this time we have on this little flinging rock in an infinite amount of space? And another thing, I can't hold back on what I would consider the most controversial thing about me, because I have worried too much about I can't bitch about people being insincere and hold back. I've said it time and time again on this channel. I am an atheist. That doesn't mean I dislike anybody that's a theist, but I know I have seen the consequences of talking about some of the things that come with that, in a lot of ugly forms, and it's ruined friendships. It ruined a friendship with somebody that I've known since I was 13 years old, and that was heartbreaking. Like, it's like, wow, really? So thank you for just accepting me, although I think that's the adult thing to do. Oh man, I'm on a diatribe, aren't I? How many other things are bothering me right now? So what is it? I mean, please, anybody in the chat, feel free. What is this gravitational pull that makes us all want to? Don't text me when I'm live, please, and I will say hello to everybody soon. I promise. It's just so. And by the way, after all that with the magical dildo shop, I had to work with the hermaphrodites and pretend everything was hokey dory. And after I was spoken to by the dildo owners, I had to use a certain narrative, and I don't want to share it because then it's too many details. And I had to just pretend. See, so there's a position where it is expected of you from authority to be insincere, for the sake of self-preservation. Damn, man, that really, that swallowing that pill, that hurts, to realize how little power and control we have over our own lives, over the choices we make. And then I extend it to a bigger picture when it goes to, oh, I don't know, democracy and voting. I mean, how much of it is just an illusion? These things, like, I come back to these questions time and time again because of course it bothers me. We're so focused on the shitstorm that is our own balancing, navigating act on the tightrope that is life in our own minds, that to focus on the larger picture, the bigger turd that is the system that tries so hard time and time again to tell us what good and bad is. The polarization, the politicization. I made a post today calling out, like, do you guys consider me to be a lefty because I will make a commentary, and I shared a meme about how shitty the economy is, and the meme makes the point to show a picture of a woman wearing 3 different hats because she has 3 different jobs, and somebody else is telling her, oh, hey, why don't you just go to school and this, that, and the other? And the person with the 3 hats is like, oh, I have 3 jobs, but I still can't afford a place to rent. Like, just saying that should not be a politicized thing. Do you not see the power that we are giving over? Like, how could it be made any more obvious that we are surrendering the meaning and the power of ideology to the powers that be? Like, I can't say this out loud because I'm worried that my base, my party, we need to get the fuck off that whole party system, even though it's totally understandable to hate the DNC more than I don't know, or to understand how evil it is. But you also got to call out the GOP when they do whatever it is they do. And I don't know. Hey, massive tax breaks for the rich is not one of my favorite things because they don't know the struggle. And if the hill that you want to die on is they're the employers, well, I guess that's your hill. I don't know. I'm not saying communism. Hell no. I have evolved far past that. Remember, I'm a MAGA guy. Okay, I just recently, the last hearing I watched was this idiot from California try to go at a school board meeting and justify talking about sex to children. Okay, the left that I used to know, that I voluntarily would go door to door and ask them, and ask that people in a trailer park to vote for fucking Bernie Sanders. That ain't the party that I know now. Okay, what was is not currently. I don't understand. I don't recognize what the left is, and I don't understand why they are continually the ones that simp for the large billionaire companies. They're supposed to be for the people, by the people, but hey, no. If it's Elon Musk, fuck him. If it's Donald Trump, fuck him. It's only right when we say it's right because we're the dictators. Look, the left are the ones that own the media. Yeah, that is not a conspiracy theory. I think that terminology should be a badge of honor, and we need to reinvent the word conspiracy theory because conspiracy fact doesn't do it. And the whole idea that conspiracy, that word and the term theory, conspiracy theory, was invented by the same shadow bastards that have been screwing us from the inside day in, day out since the inception. I know they did a lot of good work. I know they've done a lot of patriotism, but come on now, MK Ultra and Gulf of Tonkin and FBI, CIA, all these three-letter agencies. I've just become convinced at this point in my life that their function is not to serve us, but to control us and to have us act like nothing more than cattle. And this YouTube channel is the only real thing I have where I can feel like, I don't know, a wolf, where I just rip the fucking wool right off and say exactly how I feel while YouTube still allows it, unless I say the F word too many times or I get too deep into trafficking when it comes to little young people. Look how pathetic it is. We can't even speak the truth without feeling like we're tap dancing on eggshells. When I'm in one of these moods, everything's an issue, and every issue comes to the surface. So yeah, hey, YouTube has been copyright striking, but not official strikes. They're just ensuring that things can't get monetized. Like the owner of the Bieber, I said this last time. When I shared the clip of Diddy and Bieber, nope, couldn't happen. Contested it, nope, rejected. The guy even went as far as saying, you have to prove it or we go to court. I was like, well, I'm not even going to monetize the video. I don't care. But I need that footage to help paint the picture about P. Diddy, and it's fair use. So there is an obvious bias where, as it seems to be all over the world that we live in, larger channels, wealthier people, more well-known socialites in politics or otherwise, they all get the treatment. They all get, some of them get Epsteined, where we don't even know if they're really gone or not, or somebody just, gets to take you out in maybe a not so painful way. This is another thing with that we got to replace conspiracy theory. It's just, can we just start calling it the truth and laugh at the mainstream idiots that expect us to believe every word that comes out of the mouth? Did you guys hear about Don Lemon? I'm still going off. Have you heard about Don Lemon recently? Now, I don't have a lot of time to look at the subjects and the topics that really make me passionate about everything that's going on in our country, let alone my own fucked up world and life. But Don Lemon, Lennon, I don't know. What is his fucking name? I don't give a shit. He's that moron that was making a big deal about ivermectin because Joe Rogan has a bigger audience and we're watching the death of the mainstream media, the death of, I don't know, cable TV as it's been known, and it has their panties all up in a bunch. And anytime these little bastards can stick it to somebody who has more notoriety and popularity and attention from actual we the people, whether it's good or bad, they hate it when we fixate on other people other than the mainstream. Or maybe I'm wrong here. If they see you're hating Trump, then they're like, okay, we're doing a fantastic job. Great job. So Don Lemon, that piece of shit, that morally, sexually ambiguous bastard, went over and he was fired from CNN. CNN, which needs to disappear already. It's irrelevant. I'm certain that we have currently the very last. Oh, I'll mark this in stone. If I was around for the next generation, I'd put all my money on this one. The last generation that gives a flying shit about mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, and even Fox, because they expose themselves. They're all of that. Once this last generation, I guess our parents are all gone, And those of us, I don't know, like I got friends that are so indoctrinated. I guess it dies with us, guys. What are we? Generation X? 1984 over here. With us, I hope to see the complete annihilation of mainstream media. So, Don fucking Lemon, let me stay on track. He's fired from CNN because, he should have been. Nobody likes him. Don, you're a piece of shit. He went over to X, formerly known as Twitter. And, as much as the mainstream and the DNC, I love how they always correlate, but no, there's no conspiracy. Pay no attention to the obvious truth behind the curtain. So that connection came full circle when Don Lemon, I just like saying his name now, went and worked. He signed a contract and decided to work for Twitter/X. And he had one job, you idiot, one job, and it was to interview Elon Musk. I'm sure maybe this is old news, but I just got to brief it not that long ago. And he starts doing this whole what do I care about cursing anymore? This whole fucking ordeal where he's just still simping for CNN and the mainstream media. Why? What kind of a disillusioned, tone deaf, just completely disconnected from reality and the working class and the people that matter, as far as I'm concerned? How disconnected can you be when you have a fucking job, which he should have been grateful for? Elon Musk hired him, of all people. That joke, that was a gift. He spit on the contract and he spit on Elon Musk's face by asking the stupid, same old mainstream talking points in this interview that is still available somewhere. And and just to give you a little taste of what some of these were, it's a fucking embarrassment. And him and everybody like him needs to be ashamed of themselves or jump off a fucking bridge. He was like, so don't you feel a responsibility to censor hate speech on your platform? And don't you feel that you need to be accountable and answer to people like, and he basically threw a bone to his old employer. What a little simping piece of shit. Even after they gave you the boot, Donnie Don, you had to go. And so, of course, the interview doesn't go well. It's cringy as hell, but watch it just so you can see, because you know what Don was looking forward to, and he did exactly what you'd be guessing. He kept the footage. I don't know between the two of them, but he kept that story, okay, and he polished it up to look like he's the champion and the hero of the people. He stuck it to that MAGA maniac Elon Musk, who, to my knowledge, he's not a hardcore Trumper constantly pushing anything down anybody's throats. That's the thing. He won't push shit down people's throats like the mainstream want to. So the mainstream wants any way to get we the people to ostracize and alienate him and not pay him any mind as possible. Go watch Don Lemon. I sent all this for when I go back on my computer and present all the clips. I'll have it prepared. But for now, take my word. Sorry, getting a phone call. Take my word for it. He just takes that story and tries to look like a hero. And the reporter that's sitting there with him is like, "Oh my goodness, Don, you're so brave. And he was your boss. Oh, I don't remember if it was. I think it was a woman. Oh, and the way Don's. Oh, it's. Let me just say, it's good to be back in here, and it's good to see you again. I don't even think they gave him his job back, Don. You sold out. The reason why these fuckers that do this is because of the money that comes along with compromising your integrity and selling your principles. You are rewarded time and time again. Big house, big cars. You know the song. So you want to be a rock superstar, live large, all that. He wants that sellout mainstream money. And he wanted back in. He wanted to know those checks would never end. Now, I hope he doesn't get his job back. I have not been able to look up what has happened since Don Lemon sold his soul. Yeah, I'm right here. Okay, sorry. Sometimes my family thinks when I sit in the car to shout that I'm a ranting maniac. Well, I am a manic maniac and panic, not satanic. It's just my mind in this chaotic state. So yeah, feel free. I think I want to take that footage of Donnie Lemon Boy, and I think we should just play it on a grand scale every day, so we see exactly what a sellout looks like that has no real principles. They only do what they are told. They have no original thought. They have a sense of the greater good, or a greater good as defined by others and not their own brains, because they're not that intelligent. We somehow are supposed to be manipulated into thinking that those people on those dying channels, dying faster than anything else, way more than people from COVID, um, we're supposed to think that they're smarter than us, and they got it so wrong. So I'm just waiting for when they catch on, like, okay, this current media is dead, and we're gonna just go with, I don't know, streaming. I mean, Spotify, I think, is slowly starting, slowly but surely. Now that Joe Rogan is gone, I think we're gonna start to see more mainstream treatment, and censorship is gonna be popular on our platforms like this, where it already is. And I'm sure I'm gonna see another shadow ban or whatever the case. But you can't stop. You can't stop telling it like it is, because I know for a fact I still got friends, even though we don't talk as much as we used to, that check this shit out, and I know they need to hear some of the things that I say. I pretend to be no smarter than anybody else. I'm a fucking moron. I'm not a happy man with my own life. I made dumb decisions, and I still make really dumb decisions. But when it comes to this kind of thing that I think could make a big impact, it could make a difference and have a positive impact if we all could just, I don't know, man, shake out these fucking people, the last line of defense for this I don't know, Biden like bubble that everybody is living in. It feels like we are in two different worlds. There's the one that most of us here are all in, the reality, the actual reality, where we get up every day and struggle to survive, work our asses off. We're aware of the cost of living being just almost impossible to keep up with. Gas is out of control. Groceries, man, $300 is a typical grocery bill this day and age. I mean, and then I mean, is this by design? And how do we justify all the fucking foreign aid, man? It's beyond me. And is it anti-patriotic to say this sounds patriotic? When you tell me we send over 300 billion to I don't care where, Ukraine, Israel. I always want to support Israel. That's my stance, and it will be. Okay, that's not going to change. I know I hear it all the time. Oh God, we're overkilling, and the Hamas just has to let the fucking hostages go. Okay, and that's it. Bloodshed will stop. They are the guilty party, and I've never been more clear about this particular subject, because I've battled with it myself. Because I have friends that are Muslim, and I love them like family. But on this, I have no doubt. So, but I do not agree with the amount of money we send Israel. I do not agree with the amount of money we send Ukraine. Ukraine shouldn't even be a blip on our radar. And it's insane how much we send to that one little place, man. And the amount of attention that the mainstream gives Belinsky, whatever the fuck his name, like he is some last action hero, like he's gonna save the world if we give him enough money. Call that shit out, you fucking, any of you tards that really think CNN is news still. I haven't heard that sentence and I don't know how long. But man, oh man, like I know when I think specifically about the people that are in my mind when I reference the brainwashed masses, I want to call them like right now and just start yelling. But I've had the arguments, and it goes until morning, and there's no progress because they don't want to change. their minds. It's too much pride, it's too much indoctrination, manipulation. It's generational manipulation because their parents are also all in on the mainstream media talking points and the DNC, shadow cabal, securing elections. And because of that line of thinking that's been allowed to prosper, even though, the fight back has started in its own way, and I still remain terrified. And I don't even know if I can say optimistic, but I'm very curious as to what this election cycle is going to look like. And I think it's a very defining moment. And I don't like thinking it or saying it because I hate ever appearing like, oh, the end is nigh, guy. Oh, it's the end times. Look at the signs, and I don't believe that shit. Every generation's always believed it. We're always gonna get one step closer to the end, but when it comes to this election, man, I just I don't see any reason that Trump shouldn't win. So if something screwed up goes down, we'll all know, but what difference will it actually make? When you know something, that's one thing. And the whole demonization of January 6th, that was a holiday then, still a holiday now. They have owned the narrative and the framework, and they still do. You can't go anywhere on the television and hear anybody say anything different about January 6th. You can watch some hearings, but then you get to hear like Marjorie Greene Taylor. Sure, she says some shit too, just like Trump did, but it doesn't change the fact that they put America first. It doesn't change the fact that they saw January 6th as, aside from actual patriots doing what the fuck needed to be done, but also being infiltrated by the very three-letter agencies that are here to keep us sedated and in control. And they got. We know there were over 30 agents or so, and we know more than that. And it's just it's hilarious. And this is, I don't know, this is why my Facebook page is the Joker, because this is the kind of world it takes to you have to laugh, or otherwise you'd fucking cry. Geez. All right, I'm gonna check some comments quick because I went off on a freaking diatribe. Who's Rich? Who's King Dingus? Welcome, Dingus. No, they're not a part of NATO. How come the UK or any other countries sinking money into the Ukraine? Man, why are any of these? I don't know why it's such a fucking priority. I mean, what was really funny and strange was when all the stories about there's things inside the Ukraine that have to be protected. So really, this whole proxy warfare, it's us just hiding what we have. What is it that's there exactly? There was speculation that there was labs. There was speculation that we were using it for something else. And I don't want to get anything wrong when it comes to my own speculation. Yes or no, did Hunter Biden go there and do something really, really stupid? I can't keep track with good old Hunter boy, and how hilarious is it when, you talk to anybody about the Biden impeachment and they laugh at you and say, there's nothing there. And then they'll go and pivot right to the Trump shit because why go to school when you're the media is right there to tell you everything that you'll ever need to know if you want to get into the same tried and true talking points, so you can just hide behind them like a wall and not receive any actual truth that will where you learn something. They don't want you to learn shit. So I always, it's seething. It makes me absolutely rage the fuck out when people that I'm thinking of, that I also consider friend and coworker, will laugh and say, there's nothing there with Hunter Biden, but look at everything with Trump. And I'll say, yeah, look at how many times, I don't know, 92, and there's nothing that is stuck. What does that tell you? That tells you that everything that you believe in is working against you and dipping into your pocket. Your tax dollars are funding all these bullshit witch hunts, which has no other purpose. It's not to get the truth. It's to win over your heart and your mind. Operation Hearts and Minds. They're treating you like the fucking Viet Cong. They're treating you like the Iraqis or the Afghanis in warfare, because it is a war for our very way of thinking and, well, connecting the dots. I mean, this is no crazy connection. If they can control your way of thinking, they will control your way of living. And that's just as miserable as I am in the system that I find myself stuck in, that we're in this together, and I see nothing to love about it except for the dream that we knew was once there. And I don't want to quote the great George Carlin, because it is the reality right now and has been for quite some time. They call it the American dream because you got to be asleep to believe it. Man, I wish I had a fucking dime for every time I said that line. I swear. I need to get that tattooed on my neck. I really do. All right. Let me check out any. It's always when I check comments that there's a huge dip in the frickin' views, which is all well and good. I think I've ranted for how long? Yeah, 40 minutes. Man, I want some ginger ale. Printed money like it's going out of style. Hey, Christina Farrell. Um, Kate, I doubt you're still here, but Base Girl, hello, darling. There's an interesting history about Ukraine. I'm all for it, man. I need some education. As I've always said, Eli, keep doing you because you are good. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I kind of really needed that. Barb, sweetheart, it's great to see you always. It's a treat. Trisha, one of my favorite people. All things independent. What's good, my bro? All right. I really hope that nobody takes it to heart if I didn't say your name. Hey, Crystal. It's good to see you. I think I just went on a 41-minute nonstop, like no breathing. Holy shit, Shelby. Hi there. That's the final hello I'm gonna give. Guys, this is I have a lot to work on personally, emotionally, psychologically, professionally. But man, oh man, I know, like all of us, we can say that to ourselves looking in the mirror. We know we mean it. We know it's true. You know, we're all fighting our own battles, which works out great when there's a large, bigger picture theme and battle for all of us that needs to join hands, join minds, where we need to just stay connected, which is why a platform like this, which does kind of root for censorship, it's still there, so that makes it of some import. If ever we needed unity, it's now. Trump 2024. I have never been so concerned about the presidency since I was a progressive Bernie or bust guy. I cried like a little schoolgirl. Okay, I cried when he conceded to Hillary the first time. The second time it was like, yeah, well, fuck it, Well, I see where this is going, kind of a feeling, but I still held on and defended him until I couldn't anymore. Till I couldn't. And I'll tell you, boy, it felt good to let go of wanting to defend Antifa and BLM. Just stay united. Just know that we all. I hope there's a lot of things I said that resonate with as many of you out there that listens to this replay crew or currently past, present, future, whatever the case. We need to go out there and vote, and by God, I am terrified if we have to do whatever else may be necessary. If there is a calling, I don't know what I'm alluding to. I truly and honestly don't, but we can't take it sitting down. We can't have that what I call the Biden loop. That's stuck in the middle. Josh, myself, and our pet Adam, and our audience. I remember Indy was there, Bumblebee, a lot of OG supporters and friends were there with us. We stayed live till 4 o'clock in the morning, and then suddenly, what was it, between 1 or 2 a.m., a.m., Biden automatically got 160, what was it, thousand? I forget. I forget the number, but it was a significant jump because it froze, and I remember it plain as day, and it's still recorded where the numbers where Trump was killing it just froze, and nobody had answers, and we stayed on that marathon, and all of a sudden, yeah, it's like they all waited for everybody to just get tired, and we all were damn absolutely 100% convinced. We saw Trump won. Trump won. Okay, go ahead. Fact check me, fact checkers, fucking Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Go ahead, shadow ban, whatever you do. Okay, but we know what happened. And since that happened once so brazenly, I am at a loss when it comes to this fear at them deciding to be brazen again, because I don't want to believe that we currently have a populace of patriots that want to see just a man that has fought fair despite all of the shenanigans. We want to see him take the belt, take the chair, take the oath, and get the win that he's earned because we voted for him. That's all. That's is that a lot to ask for? I mean, putting my own happiness aside, that's really all I'm hoping for. Trump 2024. Good night. Thanks for joining me. I'll get sorted. Still no drinking. Okay, I'm gone.